Hey, this is Phil on Pop's Old Boats. I know it's been a while since I made my last video. Like I said, we were laid up recovering from COVID-19. I gave it a week after they told me I was safe to go back out in public before I actually went back out in public, because I don't want this virus spread to anybody, whether I like them or not. So I'm coming down here to the cabin at the Lake Norman Sailing Club again today, and I was going to finish up some painting on the east side. And as I'm walking down onto the pier, I noticed this gentleman, and he's down here on the pier, and he's got this intriguing device that he's building. And I just had to take a look at it, and I asked Michael if he, after I introduced myself, if I would be allowed to put him on my YouTube channel. So I want you guys to meet Michael and check out this project this man's working on. This is for his college thesis?
Yeah, my master's thesis.
Master's thesis.
University of North Carolina at Charlotte.
All right.
Yeah, so this is one of two of these autonomous surface vessels, we call them. That's going to be going out on Lake Norman, and we're going to be getting some depth information between the two of them. So I got a little sonar up in the front. It's housed in some PVC so it doesn't get bumped. It's on the bottom of it. Yeah, and the whole thing runs off a little computer, and got GPS. We tell it where to go. It goes there and it gets some measurements. So I'm hoping it doesn't fail on me today. We'll see what happens.
So when you tell me it's going on GPS where you want it to go, it's going to go to a place and return to here?
No, it'll go. So you can set like waypoints, right? So I have today I have like 100 waypoints set up, and it's just going to go there, right? So it's going to have a GPS latitude, longitude, and it knows where it is, and then it goes there. It goes. Figures out how far away it is, and then it goes there. And it's going to do that 99 more times, and then it's going to come home. Okay. Hopefully.
and how close are you to your graduation on your master's?
I think 8 months, right between. Yeah. So May. What's today?
Today is October the 16th, I think.
It's like 7 months.
Okay. Awesome. So now this is in the field of. I asked you if it was in the field of marine biology, since you're doing the depth finding and everything, and you told me it was not. So
no, it's master's in mechanical engineering. So it's not so much about the lake itself, it's about developing the system that can measure the lake. So yeah, marine biologists could benefit from it, but it's more developing the system, right? The whole thing is custom built, all the software is custom. So we're just kind of developing the system, and there's 2 of them now. There's going to be about 4 of them, and yeah, it's going to be able to measure a bunch of different things. Sonar is what it's rigged up for now. But
so technically, this could be used on any system, be aquatic anywhere or terrestrial, or just.
I mean, this is a boat, right?
Yeah.
The software, the whole premise of it is the same, right? Even if it had wheels, you'd have a GPS, and it would go there. And it would just measure different things.
So if we find a planet that we think has water, you could have your device up on that planet, looking for catfish on another planet, right?
They charge by the gram, I think, on those rockets. So I don't think this would make it up there. I'm not that rich yet.
Hey, as being a part of an old ham operators club, we used to pay. We'd go in as groups so we could get satellites up in space for us to talk on radios, and basically the phone companies tailgated on our thing. So most of the satellites that are up there were paid for by old redneck hicks that didn't want to pay a phone bill and talk on their ham radios. So you never know where your device is going to go, but. This is so cool, man. I mean, you've got the engineering, and
it's a mess right now, but
every kid wants a remote control something, and you've got this thing working off of GPS satellite information. So you're far advanced from my little 9-volt battery remote controls that I've ever had. And you were telling me about the cost of your tuition, and you're not going to come out of college with $250,000 of college debt to pay off for the rest of your life.
I mean, for my graduate school, I work as a TA, so they pay me a good amount to go there. So since I'm in state, I live just down the road, you know.
Yeah.
So what they pay me to TA is pretty much close to what I have to pay. So I send them a check, they send me a check.
And see, that sounds just like if you were listening to the guy that's always telling you to live debt-free and stay debt-free, and you know, you go to college to something you can afford. You don't have to go to some super named college. You got the experience, you make the grade,
Yep.
and you can follow it into engineering. Are you planning to follow this on into engineering after you graduate?
Yeah, I gotta get a job at some point. I gotta make actual money.
That's true.
Yeah.
I spent my whole life thinking I was working for one of the best companies I could find, and then turns out they were all going under because they were either committing tax fraud or just not going to stay in business, or business owners that were small enough they got into drug habits and ran their whole family broke. So as an old man telling a young man, you're doing a good thing.
Oh, I hope so. We'll see.
But and when you get as old as me, you'll say, I wish I would have listened to some of those old people. Especially when you hold your lower back and say, I never should have lifted over 25 pounds like Grandpa told me.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to struggle. I'm going to struggle with that. My back is going to hurt. I feel it already.
All right, you got to take care of yourself. Now, what is the range on your sonar catamaran here?
So the range, you mean like how deep it can go?
How far out can it go away from you?
So the mission time is going to be about 45 minutes.
Okay.
As far as how far it can go, that's limited more by like the radio receiver,
Okay.
which is about 1 kilometer.
So, all right.
Yeah, so like after 1 kilometer, I can't really control it anymore.
That's still good.
That's why I got all these kayaks around me, just in case I lose control.
Are there any camera systems on it?
No, it's got a spot that you can put a like a GoPro on, but I don't have it on there right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
this
So that little
right
tower.
here. So it'd be
Okay.
like water level, so you get like a first-person view.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, maybe I can capture some video and throw it up on your YouTube too.
You got to create your own YouTube, man, because I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to send you the link to this video when it's up.
Yeah.
This might top my other 30,000 view video that I had to take down, but got that in about an hour and a half. But
Not
this
bad.
is some technologically advanced. Oops, sorry about that.
Okay.
Kicking the paddles here.
Yeah, so I can prod it away if it's floating back.
So basically, with the twin rotors on it, it can turn on a dime, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have a rudder. It's a differential thrust. So if I got both of them going the same speed, it's going to go forward.
Yeah.
If I got one going less than the other, it's going to turn. So that's how it does it. It does its thing. Yeah, it can turn right in spot if one is going backwards and the other's going forward. You know what I'm saying?
This is awesome, Michael. Well, it has been a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Of course.
You have a brilliant mind, and
Thank you, sir.
you're thinking well ahead of my thoughts that everything would ever be. Whenever in 1986 in high school, they sent me in to look at computer technology, and I saw the green blinking DOS and said, this is a fad, it'll never catch on.
Yeah.
So I was
You know
wrong.
a lot of people I wouldn't beat yourself up about it.
All right, Michael. Well, thanks for being with us here on Pop's Old Boats.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And the rest of you guys, if you haven't already, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and follow us here on the channel. All right. Need a hand? Oh, it's light. So what does that weigh?
It's like 30 pounds.
30 pounds.
Alright, it looks like you got the turning right. Might be a little too windy today, we'll have to see.
It's going to get up to 20 mile an hour later today.
Oh, they fly away? Yeah. You got real windy.
Yeah, it's going to, we got that low pressure zone moving in, so we're going to have a steady wind all day long, and it's going to get stronger as the day goes until we finally get a little rain.
You know what tomorrow's going to be like?
I think the front should stabilize. I didn't watch it this morning. We're trying to move from one place to another. Have you considered putting any solar panels on there to recharge your batteries?
Oh no. We are trying to keep it lighter for some of the like instrumentation and stuff. Like we have one of the things that we're going to be doing is you know those fish sonars, right? Like the side scan sonars.
Yeah.
So it can have one of those in there. It's got enough room in the case, and we're going to be doing some like inspection, underwater inspection of like infrastructure and stuff. That's in the future, but
Okay.
that's the plan. So we're trying to keep everything a little bit lighter to add some weight later.
Okay. So would bigger pontoons help you?
No, it's not. I guess if you wanted to go bigger and bigger, but
How big could you feasibly go?
this thing it'll sink after about 50 pounds.
No. I mean pontoons. How big would you be willing to travel around with?
Oh, me? This? Because I got to carry it around.
That's it?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want to trailer a couple of 12-foot
So a lot
catamarans
of people,
around?
A lot of people have done similar like research, retrofit kayaks and stuff. They'll put a trolling motor on a kayak, and then they'll get whatever that is, 12 feet, 10 feet of kayak. So those are interesting.
If you could get a 12-foot catamaran, would you want it?
Are you selling me a 12-foot catamaran?
If you could get it, would you want it?
I don't think so. I already
If it was in your price range to where you wouldn't hurt when you left with it and the trailer, would you want it?
No, because I have nowhere to put it. I don't have a.
Oh,
I already spend a lot. I have a boat up in Connecticut. That
Yeah.
I'm still paying to store, so I gotta get rid of that first.
Okay. Well, guys, that's it. Tune in next time whenever we get back into grinding fiberglass.